Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris, the Candy Man, and tonight, an extra special guest. I think making his third official appearance in the garage, none other
Yep.
than Hoohames is here with us tonight. One of the fan favorites and a super sharp drafter. And we were actually just talking behind the scenes. He's been leading some of these tournaments across these different sites that we're in. I know we've been talking all summer. We've drafted together a bunch before, and he's been entering a bunch of different contests and have a lot of fun. Hoohames, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, like I said, I was starting to drift off a little bit, but I mean, as soon as I start getting on stream, I'm like wired again.
There we go.
So
And here tonight, we can always talk whatever's going on with our advance rates and the weekly slates and things, but we've decided we want to have kind of a more focused discussion around the second quarter tournament, which last time I checked, it was close to 65% filled, but I know it's higher than
it
that now. I
it
want to
was
say,
it was up over 71% like 3 hours ago. Like it
yeah,
it
it is
jumped more than 5% today.
76.5 right now.
Yeah.
And so it's going to fill soon. It's a $5 entry, 22.4 thousand entrants with 15,000 up top. A pretty nice sized tournament. The format is you advance every week and it plays weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8. The differentiating factor between the first quarter and the second quarter is the second quarter has buys starting in week 5. There's the week 5 buys. We have 4 teams on bye, if I'm not mistaken. Then in week 6 and week 7, you have 2 teams. In week 8, there are actually 6 teams on bye. So this is an extremely different wrinkle into what was the first quarter format with no buys, because there's just so many ways you can come at this. I mean, do you avoid the week 8 buys? Do you avoid all of the buys altogether? And the advance for this thing is a 2 out of 12, pretty standard. In week 6, it will be a 2 out of 5. In week 7, a 1 out of 4, leading up to a 374 person seat final in week 8. What are your thoughts,
Yeah.
Hoohames, on this tournament?
I mean, it's wild. Like I know you haven't done a whole lot of them, but like CD Lamb went at pick 60 earlier. But he's going to be available most likely in the last week. But is he going to be healthy? Kind of stuff like that. This contest started being drafted before all these injuries last week. So, like, the one I have pulled up right here was the very first one I done, and I got hammered. Like, you'll see it whenever we pop it up. And then the next one I'll show you will be like, this is why you do draft all the time, because I literally hit Scadaboo at pick 120 something, and there was like 3 other picks that like Turpin at 190, he's 170 now, and there was a third one that like he's went up like 8 rounds. Like, so you take the risk. You don't want your whole portfolio to be like cooked, right? But like, I think drafting it through every stage, if you're going to do it, makes sense. And as far as the bye weeks go, like all the good teams are on bye week 8. So like your
True.
Puka, your Amon Ra, your Gibbs, both elite tight ends, all of them by week 8. So you have to, like, how much capital are you willing to put into something that can't help you win the money? Because all of the money, like if you 150 max, like let's say you 50 max, like the original first quarter, and you did the 50 of them, right? That's $250, right? You have to get to what, 11th to 20th place to get $350, 20th, 21st through 30th. So you have to finish in like the top 8% in that week to even get that money back. Like, so it's a massive, massive hit. But in this specific one, like maybe Puka is just wide receiver 1 all 3 weeks. I mean, would that would not shock me, right? Like he just puts up 27, like they actually target him in the red zone for 3 weeks and he's
Sure.
27 points a week, right? Like it's going to be really hard to advance to the finals if that happens, but like you got to figure out what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with with that eventuality coming through or not, right?
No
And
doubt.
then every week has a different percentage of advance rate. So like week 1 it's 16.7. Week 2 it's 40%. Week 3 it is 25%. And then the finals, that's where all the money is. So like obviously like Jefferson and Nico, because they have by week 6, are much easier to get through, right?
Sure, of course.
And players like Woody Marks, who
Players like Woody Marks, old school
yeah,
football plays here says, yo guys, thoughts on Woody Marks. So in addition to drafting some second quarters, we're going to be answering any Q&A from the chat and giving our ball takes best we can. I'll toss this one over to Hoohames for kind of his quick take on a Woody Marks, rest of season.
I think it was it was like a 53 to 46% snap share last week. Woody Marks is taking that job over, and it's happening sooner than later. That offensive line is horrendous. You would know as a Texans fan, it is awful. Like it is like I spent the whole offseason talking about how bad that I thought the Seahawks may be in the offensive line and the Dolphins. I know that there were some concerns with the Texans, but it's very bad. Woody Marks offers the ability to get to the edges that Chubb does not, and that team needs that to help with their protection.
No doubt.
So
Triot says,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just think it has to happen, and if it doesn't, people are getting fired.
Nick Casario coming up next. Triot says, even I think Golden a good play this week. There we go. We're all in the same boat here. That Dallas defense giving up everything, and in these primetime slates, yeah, I'm taking some Golden for sure.
I've teared up his longest reception to 40 yards.
Ooh,
a couple times. He should have had a 90-some yard touchdown last week. Jordan Love didn't throw that ball in a place that allowed him to stay in bounds.
If only. It'd make me look so much
sharper
if I could get this Golden hit to work out.
Yeah, me too.
And then Old School follows it up with any sleepers that can win leagues that are still on waivers. It's hard to know, but just generally, I think
Jalen Coker.
Of course, that's a fun one.
I know a lot of people have dropped him. I don't know how deep your league is. If it's a 10-man, don't worry about it. But if it's a 12-man, they Leggett is bad. He was really bad, and they don't have a number 2 like Hunter Renfrow. Even the coach speak came out and said hey, we need to get other people involved. That's not what you want from the guy who is
right.
The guy you targeted in the red zone the whole time.
I will toss out Kyle Monangai because
yes,
it's something that I've come around a little bit more to. Very productive at Rutgers. Yes, he's a day 3 running back, but historically a great running back class. And do the Bears need help at running back? Probably. Can their offense score? We've seen Caleb Williams start to light it up. Swift may be injured with the quad, and Roschon nowhere to be seen. So Monangai, I think, is kind of fits this bill. Raptors enjoyer coming in hot with the Rashee Rice, a top 15 wide receiver and a buy low. Yes, sir. Hammer, buy low, get him now. The window's closing. A top 15 receiver, maybe top 5.
I mean, so Patrick Mahomes is throwing the deep ball again. He may not be great at it, but he's doing it. And it's only going to get better when Rice is there because he can't be able to open that up. The entire offense will open up when Rashee Rice is there. And it's going to be so much different in 3 weeks.
I will say to this point, is Woody Marks worth a pickup with a terrible O-line? I think he's like a low quality flex play that you wish he had something better, but he essentially might be getting the usage to justify a a floor at some point, and then you just kind of hope for like a touchdown upside. But I mean, I'm avoiding the Texans right now unless it's Nico Collins.
I think he's worth a bench stash in a full PPR league.
That makes sense. And then
Yeah.
thoughts on Torrey Horton? The dude is a rising star. His own offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, was comping him to Justin Jefferson. So if that's not high praise, I don't know what is. And I've been interested in Torrey Horton kind of all offseason. I wish I stuck to my guns and drafted him even more. He is still available in a lot of waivers. He's going to take over, and we're going to, no one is starting Cooper Kupp right now. He's too risky.
Yeah.
It's not proven. But Torrey Horton has kind of a nose for the end zone. And so if that keeps up, the Seahawks look very competent. Their offense is actually decent, and their defense is very strong. Kind of a fun team to have a piece of. And Torrey Horton is that.
Yeah, man. I didn't think he's going to be healthy for training camp, so I have like none of them. But like, I've never seen somebody run motion as fast as he does. It's like, why are you full speed in motion? Like, it looks awesome though.
Yeah, fun stuff. Let's go ahead and bring up this board. You were alluding to it. This is one of those first teams you drafted a bit early.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this was the very first one, so it was my first experience into it. I didn't really know what to expect, what I was doing. I had some ideas of things I wanted to do. So it took Jamar. This was before the Joe Burrow injury. I took Jamar Chase at 2. Yeah. Took James Conner at 71. This is like a tale of exactly what could go wrong. Nico by week 6, I felt like down here, like that's the 40% advance rate week. That felt fine. But like you look at what I did here. This is by week 10. This is by week 9. That's by week 6. That's by week 10. That's by week 12. So I have these 3 here to anchor me, hopefully, for the finals.
Right.
So I wanted Connor as an advance piece because I feel like if he was healthy, you look at what's going around him. Like Kamara went at 43. Connor went at 71. And the next pick was Pacheco went right before him because Pacheco plays that week, but Connor doesn't. Like Connor is a much, much better play than Pacheco if he's healthy. So like you have to decide for your team. And because I had no other week 8 plays, I think you can afford 1, maybe 2 by week 8 players. That's kind of how I'm playing it.
Okay.
And I try to not get any, but I do think that when they've fallen enough that they're just a tier above, like multiple tiers above, right? Like you would say Connor is, if healthy, is multiple tiers above Pittman, Pacheco, right? Probably. Maybe not Pittman.
Yeah,
but
no, I would agree.
Yeah. So like I think that just is going to help you advance to the finals, and then it's basically like getting an injured player for the finals, right? But you know that it's injured, and then you still have to dodge the injuries. But then like Luther Burden before he broke out, like this is about where he goes now. The next one I'll show you is later. Demarcus Robinson is a sneaky play. He still goes in the very last round right now. He is.
I heard you say that. I think did you say that again? Either it was today or yesterday. And I thought it was kind of funny, but I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. And Kavontae Turpin, I have 62% of him right now in this tournament.
And you got sniped on him too.
Yeah. Oh, here I did.
Yeah.
But like, so this next one I'll show you.
Yeah.
I think it was this one.
I'm gonna pull up some questions here too as we keep it rolling. But yeah, I'm super interested because it's so interesting to me to see the evolution of these drafts as someone who's coming into it late, and then all this knowledge you have about the changing ADP environment. It's like it's invaluable. It's kind of what we accumulate all summer long, but this is in like a smaller slate. Before we jump into this one, let's jump into some questions. We got Perla with the question here. Shout out. Coming over from the Fanspeak Network. Thanks for joining tonight. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Would you flex Sutton, Jacoby, Etienne, or Pollard this week? I think I'm leaning either
I'm not playing
Kobe Myers
Texans.
or ETN
I'm not. I'm not going to play any Titans this week.
against
Like
against the Texans.
Yeah, against the Texans defense, yes, they should have better play calling because it can't get much worse. Yeah, I think, man, I don't know, Jacoby. That Bears matchup is so good. It really is. Yeah,
And
I think I play Jacoby and Sutton.
so
Well, I will
the
say
sudden
two.
matchup right against I just lost it. I had it in
They're playing the Bengals,
right. Oh, it's
right?
Monday. That's why I didn't see it. It wasn't in
Yeah,
my list. So
uh,
that's also a pretty decent
yeah.
matchup.
And ETN, like, I might start him. I would start him over Jacoby if Tootin can't go. Tootin's dealing with a shoulder thing right now. He's
Yeah.
probably good to go, but if he can't go, I think you can definitely start ETN over Jacoby.
And ETN's been decent. It's still
No,
early in the season. We've got our Tootin bet
yeah,
for later on, but ETN's
yeah,
been decent.
yeah, for sure.
Raptor says, who's more worthy? He keeps using the word worthy. I was like, is this about Xavier Worthy?
Yeah,
Who's more worth of IR stash in your opinion, Coker or Christian Watson? I'd go Coker. I think Hoohames
me,
would too.
yeah, I would.
Do a T. Higgins, you cry because no one's going to give you anything for him, and he's going to underproduce the rest of the season. I have T. Higgins in my home league. He's my wide receiver too, and I'm so regretful that I ended up taking him. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what you can do there. Pick up Luther Burden, pick up Torrey Horton. They're both actually better going forward than T. Higgins. But, I mean, are you going to really bench T. Higgins for one of those guys? Probably not. Maybe in 2 weeks we change our tune.
For all the Bengals bags, like, I know this is the grossest answer possible, but you got to hope they trade for Russell Wilson. like, I heard earlier it was Hayden Winks talking about the
or
contract.
Kirk Cousins.
Well, no, the contract is literally like it was all front paid. So
Right.
the
For
Bengals
Wilson
would
it was.
only have to pay $2 million to get him.
I did. That was on the Underdog
So,
show. That
yeah.
Hayden was on. They did talk about that, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, Stats versus Film is one of my favorite shows every week. So,
I remember you've talked about that in the past. Yeah, it's always they always put out really solid stuff. They keep it going so consistently too. It's like
yeah, they do.
It's hard to consume all of their content. It's so much.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
But shout out to Josh Norris, Hayden Winks of Underdog. Big fans of their content as always. We got Meg in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Jonathan Smith says, should I trade Jalen Warren for Pickens if I need wide receiver? For me, yes. I'm big in on Pickens. I'm not so crazy about Jalen Warren. I'm not so crazy about the Steelers. He's been their best receiving weapon so far, but Pickens is also going to be that for the Cowboys for the foreseeable future. Although I will say, don't sleep on Jake Ferguson. I'm worried about CeeDee Lamb coming back and it being after their bye. So if you need a receiver, I'm going Pickens. Hoohames?
I am a Jalen Warren person and not necessarily a Pickens person. I say Pickens. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's good for me. And do I just hold Chase Brown? If you can sell low on Chase Brown, sell low.
Yeah, like that offense cannot move unless they get a quarterback in there. And I mean, don't sell for like I personally would just hold because if you're trading a second round pick for an 8th round pick, like you're already admitting complete defeat. I mean, so you might as well hold on and just hope that he don't play him, but just hope that something positive happens.
Makes sense. Frizzle, what's up, brother? Says stash Brandon Ayuk or Jalen Coker. That is a good question.
If for a total stash, like if you don't have any need, I think I take Ayuk.
I think Coker plays sooner. Do you, or you're not sure?
Yes. Yeah. Like it all matters. Like how, if you will need somebody to cover a bye week by like week 8, I bet you take Coker.
Because Coker's going to be testing the quad after this week. If he comes back week 5, to be determined, maybe he's full strength week 6 or 7. I think the timeline for Ayuk is still like week 7 or 8.
Oh yeah, yeah. That it all depends on when your buys are. If
minimum?
your buys are early, take Coker.
All right. Great questions from the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to smash the like and be subscribed to the channel. And as well, checking out Hoohames' channel, his links to his socials in the description below. Hoohames going live weekdays and weekends very regularly with great draft content, fantasy football content, strategy, very sharp mind, a guy who's drafted an uncountable number of teams, and one of my favorite members of the community as well. So I'm happy to have him on tonight. And make sure if you guys are new here, if you haven't already seen Hoohames come on during the summer and subscribe, that you definitely check out his channel and subscribe to that tonight, and you will not be you will not regret it at all, because he goes live all the time. And also, it's Hoohames. One thing I'll say about him that he's very good about is keeping like a barometer on the markets, on what's going on, and having like a very solid take on kind of movements. And that's one thing that I've always thought he kind of is extremely good at. And so when I listen into Hoohames' channel, I'm always trying to figure out like, oh, this news just happened. Like, what's Hoohames' take on it? How's he reacting? As well as he's always having great guests on his channel to bounce those ideas off too. So a great place to check out Hoohames' channel, links in description. Make sure you go join over there.
I'm not always right, but I do have takes.
Facts. I'll say the same. I'm not always right either. I think last night we were in the chat. We were talking about Christian Darrisaw, and I just like could not figure out what was going on. And it's like one of those things where it's like I knew information, but it was like it was in one ear and out the other. And then just like it was a weekend where I was multitasking. I was like, wait, what happened with Darrisaw again? But he's healthy now, right?
Yeah, they were like splitting. Like they wanted him in, they got him in, but they had him rotating in and out, and it was like they kept showing him on the sideline, like breathing heavy. I mean, he hadn't practiced yet. He knew he was like really. He'd practice, but like not full practices and stuff. So he just went straight in to play a full game. So like, yeah.
Frizzle was saying he's got CD who's out. He's got Golden, who we want to see something from. I'm cool with starting Drake, T-Mac, who's questionable actually. So then you pivot to Luther, Burden, and Golden. So then I would say pick up Coker for the time being, because you might need to start him when you're going to have Golden out soon. You're going to have Burden out soon in week 5. And then you're going to have a really tough bye week in week 5 without CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
You might need to pick up not only Coker, but another receiver or two on your waiver wire.
I would pick up Coker, like if it's not going to cost you fab or whatever, like just pick up Coker. If he's not good to go week 5, drop him and pick somebody else up.
True.
If you need. I will say that Tet got moved up to probable already.
Okay. It's looking better, but yeah, he's been dealing with something. Let's dive into this team you mentioned, this other team you drafted. What's the date on this team? Do you remember?
This was like, I don't know the date, but it was
like
the
2 weeks ago.
It was the day, like 2 days after it came out.
Sweet.
So I took Jonathan Taylor at 6. He goes at 2-3 now. But then I got Mike Evans, RIP. But the rest of this team turned out okay. Like, so this team, I tried something different. And like I've tried, like that's something I'll do is I will test different things in these new contests. And I might build some bad teams, I might build some good ones. But my theory here was I only need 2 quarterbacks if I get 2 non-bye week quarterbacks. But then Cam Ward was just free there at the end, and it gets really ugly in this contest, like really ugly. So I took Taylor, I took Pollard, and the goal was I knew Judkins was going to get ramped up. I didn't know he'd look as good as he did. So I took him. He goes in the 30s now. Scadaboo hadn't got the start yet, but I mean, we knew that he was going to end up starting.
Incredible.
By the end of by the end of this, right? He was going to, and he has a hard schedule: Philadelphia, Denver, Philadelphia. Like that's pretty hard, right? Like that's not what you want to see. But then Woody Marks, I also think, like, so I got 2 guys that don't have a bye week, and then took 3 shots on rookies, and then Nico Evans. Because I took Nico for week 6, I can't take any more week 6s, but I can take a week 7. What sucks here is
Oh, I
because
see.
I'm
Yep.
missing people. Yeah, this is where I like to add in like a bye week 8, like a late guy who should get like help through these bye weeks. Like if I'm taking
Makes sense.
players with the bye weeks, I might fill in with a bye week 8 or so, just to try to assist. Like because you get better values on the players that have the bye week 8s.
Right.
Like I got him at 198, and Diami Brown at that point, like if there was no bye week, probably goes 120 ish, right? Like
Maybe he's putting up some numbers, you know?
yeah, yeah. Like I'd be into him there. And Bateman hadn't caught a pass, I don't think, or something by that
Right.
point, um, which I knew wasn't going to hold. But like I use the bye week 8s as just like placeholders to get me through the bye weeks, and I'm taking a lot of Rashee
Okay.
Rice because I mean, you get him in the like we'll just show you where he goes. And he hasn't moved. He goes between 58 and 70 every draft. And you miss him for half of the drafts. But half the players in the draft you miss for 1 week. Him you miss for 2. Right? But you know it's 2 and you know he's healthy when he comes back. So if he was not hurt, where would he go? Because like or if he had his entire like
Right.
like yeah, not because he's not hurt. If he was able to play every game, where would he go?
Probably second round, right?
I'm taking him above Puka because Puka doesn't play in the finals. I'm taking him above Ladd, like because Ladd's offense is spread out now, right? Like we assume that when he gets there, he's going to be the focus of the offense. So like, yes, you don't get him for half the time, but like we'll see. We'll go to that player real quick and see how they maneuvered their buy, see if they did it well or if they. A lot of people do build smart here. So like Jake Browning, this happened after. So this was after that week, after that game. I only did one week 1. So this is week 2. Achane, Gibbs. So all the Lions do get drafted early still because they get Cincinnati week 5.
I mean, that's a tough sell for me. When you said put him ahead of Puka, I had to pause, but then I thought about it more, and it's like I want Puka on some teams. I don't want him on most of my teams.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I don't like saying that either. Puka I was arguing the Puka could be the one, like the 102 this year, right?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I think he could be above CeeDee Lamb. And everybody is like, oh, I don't know. Like, now I'm not going to victory lap because injury doesn't count. But like, it was arguable before they got hurt that was the case, right?
100%.
So like I love him, and I'm saying in this contest I would take Rice if he was playing all the games.
So this guy how many? That's 7 running backs he's got because he's trying to cover the buys, or what's it? Just
trying to do Jay
because of the Tootin and the Gibbs.
Well, he has 3 RBs that have by week 8.
Oh, so and Trey Benson. I didn't even scroll. I didn't even look. Yeah, so that's why he did it. Okay,
so he has that gives him.
The Eckler backfired on him. Giddens is probably not usable, and Shipley hardly usable either. So like he's pretty hung out to dry actually in week 8.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, but that's part of it. Drafting early.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, like he did that, and then he was just taking a shot that somebody gets hurt, and these guys fill in at the end.
It still could happen, but
yeah. It happened, but with the wrong one.
Yeah, not looking that way. We got a question here from Blue Crew. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great Wednesday night. Creating a Dunze for Benson in full PPR? No, couldn't be me. I would not go that route. Have strong wide receivers with JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Pickens, but need running back help. Double flex leave. Your thoughts? I just can't get rid of a Dunze. He's so much better than Benson. It's like not even close. But if you need running back help, aim higher than Benson. I don't think Benson's the guy. He's largely unproven. He's going to get a lot of this workload. The Cardinals are fine, but yeah, Hoohames, your thoughts?
Odunze might land you Scattaboo or like Travion. People are still out on Travion.
I think easily, right? I think
because he hasn't done anything. I think you could get Odunze for one of those two. Like if you have elite wide receivers, and you do, I would aim that route myself.
And also, if you're starting JSN, St. Brown, Pickens, but then Pickens is your flex 1 and Odunze is your flex 2, don't just trade for running back help for the sake of trading for a running back, because like you can still flex those guys. So like I'm pretty interested. In,
I would.
Keeping
them. I don't know who you are starting that Benson's your upgrade for. You probably had Connor or something like that. But yeah, I would just keep Odunze in the flex. Like if you get to and week 8, you have an Njigba and St. Brown on bye, so you will need him just to start a wide receiver, I assume.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
If you're going to do a trade, I would wait till after that week. And Benson also has bye week 8, so that literally just makes it worse.
Where St. Brown goes, this feels like a Chase Brown team, so that's probably part of it. And then you missed out. You didn't get James Cook come back. You were more going into JSN. Then in round 4, you went like Pickens. Round 5, you went like a Dunze. So maybe you push running back, took a James Conner or a Harvey or something like that. So yeah, if you want to let us know. But I think I appreciate the kind words and get into that. Hoohames, I'm gonna let my dog out real quick, but I'm still listening. I'll be right back. If you just want to,
I'll show him the board real quick.
I'll be right back.
I'll show him the board. So what I did here, I went Jonathan Taylor and Pollard. Those two both don't have a bye week during this contest because this contest is weeks 5 through 8. Quinshon Judkins bye week 9. I bought low and Scattaboo. So I knew I could be done if I wanted to be. But Woody Marks, I feel like Woody Marks should be going way higher than he does. So I pulled him up. And I had everything else set up at that point because my team was we will find it right here. I had Baker, Herbert, Taylor, Pollard, Judkins, Scattaboo with no bye weeks. And then I had a little bit of a mess here. It's kind of a big mess now with Mike Evans hurt. But I had Nico and then QJ, Wandale, Bateman, Pierce. And I knew I needed some more firepower, so I took him. Like, I probably did mess up by taking Woody Marks here. I probably should have taken another wide receiver because I didn't have any bye weeks during this time. But wasn't sure that those two would take over those jobs. I kind of expected it, though. We will go to another one. I'll show you one I've done this week. We'll just click on one at random. So
let's go.
On this one, this is the one Losimo was in.
Shout out.
This is the current landscape. This one I just done. Jonathan Taylor 101, Bijan by week 5. I don't like him here, but he does get the Panthers in week 8. So like,
that looked like it would have been a great smash spot for him, but they just played the Panthers and they didn't do too great, right?
Oh no, it's Miami. They have Miami.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, and Miami's like the worst defense in the league. It's not close. So they have bye week, and then Buffalo trailing game script against a not great defense. San Francisco defense not great, and Miami's defense is horrible. So Bijan's got an awesome matchup, but you don't have a first round pick for your first week, right? But Barkley gets to play the Giants twice, like in week 6 and 8. That feels really good to me. He's my one-on-one. So like, this all kind of makes sense. I think Neighbors goes above Chase now. That's my personal take. And then James Cook goes all the way here, and he has a bye week 7. Bye week, like you can work around that, like because you know when the bye weeks are. That's a 25% advanced week. It's a 4-person pod. You had to get one of 4.
You just load up around it, like you were saying. You just, load up around it, cover.
But look at the Jets' schedule. Dallas, Denver for the week, the 40% advanced week, Carolina, Cincinnati.
Pretty nice. Hard to beat.
Like, there is a reason I have 33% Breece Hall and 25% Justin Fields in this contest. And I'm not even a big Garrett Wilson fan, but I have like 18%. But he's looked really good this season too. So and then the Sutton plays Dallas. So like getting a Denver piece allows you, like, I didn't get Turpin here. I'm trying to get less, but I've been adding a ton of Ferguson because I think his value is there. So So like Bowers, like I think he is the second best tight end on this slate now. Tyler Warren goes all the way here, probably deserved. Bowers doesn't play in the
week
final.
8 bye. It screws Bowers. Same thing with McBride, like you were saying, the 2 elite tight ends. I mean, Ferguson's probably the most valuable guy on the slate. He doesn't miss any time. Kraft misses week 5, so
and then George Kittle coming back from injury. I about took him here. But
I like Juwan Johnson here too. Also, I don't mind
really
Kincaid because you can plan for it in the whole week 7 thing. Yes. But I guess, week 7, right?
Yeah, you can plan for the Kraft one because he's week 5, but it's also a harder advance. It's a 16.7. It's
the worst time to try to eat a bye.
But like Jake Ferg plays every week, and they play Carolina and Washington in the middle there.
And he just got like 25 targets in the last 2 games.
Yeah. So, like, that's a target to me. Let's go ahead and get to the questions real quick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm totally in. I think we're both in line on the Ferguson take. That's a really strong stance there. Old School is saying he's 2-1. He's doing good. Super flex, 12 team. He needs some help, though. He's got Baker. That's looking good. He's got Gibbs. Feels good. Marks, RB2. That's pretty weak, But like you're saying, Higgins, Myers, McLaurin, who could be out, Juwan Johnson, very nice. Ayo Manor coming on very strong. I like it. His second quarterback is Geno. Any tips or trades? Well, his bench, he's got Charbonnet, Gordon, who I assume is Ollie Gordon, Tootin, and Coker. I feel like you're going to be good between Ollie Gordon, Charbonnet, and Tootin covering up where you're currently starting Woody Marks. It just comes down to
who did the Dolphins play? Did they play the Bengals this week?
Old School, I think you're going to have to kind of roll with what you got because I don't see, unless you just want to like take one of your bench guys and try to get another receiver that maybe gives you a little bit more depth at receiver. That's all I can think of.
The Dolphins play. Oh, they play the Panthers. No, they play the Jets. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I think so as well. I agree with what you said. All right. So, I had to downgrade trade Gibbs.
No, don't trade Gibbs. That's your way to win.
Yeah, like I think you just play matchup at this point at RB. And let's see, you got.
So my whole point on that is like I want league winners. I want to go for ultimate upside, and so Gibbs is your access to that. Baker's been pretty good. Higgins has been a letdown, of course. Myers is great. McLaurin's fine. Juwan Johnson's great. Manor is coming on strong. Geno's been fine. It really just comes down to how can you get more wide receiver firepower in here. And I think if you maybe can take 1 or 2 of these bench running backs and then ship them to get a better receiver, that might help you a little bit. But also your running back 2 is pretty weak. But I think just having like Tootin or Charbonnet might be enough to go along with it.
I personally start Tootin this week if
he's healthy, right?
If he's healthy.
Yeah, I would too.
So there is that. And I think that this roster may end up getting to like 2 and 3 or like 3 and 4 or something, but your late season is going to be very strong and your playoff push will be awesome.
Yeah.
And
I don't
you
mind
should
that
get
team. It just
yeah,
seems like you
yeah,
might have had some injury struggles or
right.
some things, to get you to the point where you're at Woody Marks as your RB2, but or you believe in him. I mean, it is full point
And
PPR or full PPR, so
and Io Manor getting the new play calls, like
very nice.
I mean it can't get much worse. Like it just can't.
Yeah. I'm assuming Torrey Horton's not available, but if he is, I'd be interested there. Tyquan Thornton is interesting, a little bit tougher in managed leagues and in full point
I,
per reception, but I still like Tyquan Thornton for the time being.
so by the way, if you want to do a second order, we can fire one up either on
Yeah,
mine
let's
or
fire one.
yours.
Do you want to?
It don't
You already got
matter.
your split up. Do you want to just
Yeah.
they take about the normal draft time, right? Like, do you want to do one on
Yeah.
yours, one on mine, or how do you feel?
I have time for one.
Okay.
When this gets over, I'm gonna have to get up in 5 hours to go to work.
That's
So
true, and I guess it does take about the whole time.
yeah. So I'm gonna enter in about 10 seconds for anybody who
Let's
wants
do
to
it. Let's do
join.
it on yours. Let's keep it. Let's rip it,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna switch us over to a slightly different view
that's all good.
with this. Boom, like
It
that.
may take a while to fill too. So
I hadn't even thought about that part of it yet. What are we waiting on?
6. So
Could
we may not
could
be able to get it
you?
to fill to being this late.
I think we'll be all right. I think we'll hopeful. Fingers crossed. Could you zoom out one click?
We'll zoom out. Is that better? Or zoom in?
It seems fine. It'll fill in. I think it'll be fine. If not, I can switch to the other view easily if we just feel like
Okay.
we're like cutting out some of the screen. But
Uh,
no, yeah. So how many have you done so far?
I've done 23. No, I mean we can just go look.
But in that kind of range, right? You've
I've
done
done
about
24.
nice.
And my exposures, Cavante Turpin, 58%. I'm down. I'm forcing myself
Number
up.
one Turpin truther.
Well, so like in this contest specifically, you've seen the lineup, right? Like he doesn't have a bye week.
It makes sense.
He was going in the last round with like every week he's done something. Like he got he got 15 points one week. Last week he ended up with 60 some yards. After CD, they're going to be able to actually game plan with him. The coaches came out today and said that George Pickett's role is not going to change, but everyone else's will. So
True. That's a fact.
that's pretty bullish for him. Or if you want to go the Tolbert route, like Tolbert's a solid receiver, and he's pretty much undrafted in these. So like
It's interesting.
he's
It's an intriguing
probably a
thought.
low owned option at this point. Like I've been debating on mixing him in. And speaking of the low owned stuff, Jackson Dart goes at like 140 right now because he wasn't named the starter and he was never being drafted up until the point of like 58% completion. So now he's worth that because he's a low owned piece in an offense that like if you take Neighbors, why wouldn't you? Like you've seen it gets very ugly down there. Luther Burden, I got him in the 190s all last week. Like I did 10 drafts last week. I got Luther Burden at 190 like 3 or 4 times. He's going up like 140 now after 1 week. And he had like for 2 reasons. Because number 1, he has bye week 5, so he doesn't play in the hardest advanced week. And number 2, he plays like he wasn't doing anything yet, right? Like the coach speak stuff hadn't came out. They like about the trying and all that stuff. So we will go back and look.
Let's see how many we're waiting on.
We are 3 picks away.
Oh, it started. Perfect.
Yep. All right. So we got FK Coolers here at the 102.
Shout out.
We got the 106.
It's a good spot.
The Tomsky here at the 108.
Hey, what's up, David?
Jay Look at the 10. Welcome everybody. So
Let's go.
I'm fine with Neighbors here. I think he's kind of the clear 101 at wide receiver in this contest. Uh, or we could go Bucky. He doesn't have a bye either. Or we can try to fight around Derrick Henry or James Cook. What do you want to do?
So I'm thinking Neighbors, but it
So
only
too.
comes down to like,
Yeah.
is Bucky's schedule that interesting?
It,
It looks like
it's
Seattle.
yeah, it's Seattle, and he has Detroit, and like his schedule's not
Not good.
easy, but it's not bad.
Seattle's
So
pretty
like,
bad.
yeah, the problem with this is we're probably going to be forced to just bring up Brees Hall, but Lutomsky's in here. He's been pulling up Brees Hall today as well. I've been seeing him in a bunch of these. Um, but like they're like, and I assume that a couple people in this are watching, and Brees Hall's schedule is awesome. So like, if I take a player, if I take an elite wide receiver, like I have taken some drafts where I take two receivers over the beginning, and
Right.
then I just go like 7 running back because like you're definitely weaker. And you, if you do the early wide receivers, you need them to not have bye weeks as much because the running backs that are left, you will get more value on, but you have to like play ping pong with bye weeks.
Okay.
So like you can do both, but you can't just like take the elite at each one because like if you have to one I the teams I've liked the most are the ones to where like I pick wide receiver and I take basically no bye weeks on that squad, and then I ping pong on running back, right?
Gotcha.
Or I take no bad bye weeks or one. Like I'll take one if it's not a bye week 8 on a 5 squad, right? All right, so we're sitting here. Um, I mean, this is kind of like worst case scenario. We could take Josh Jacobs.
That's what I was
Uh,
thinking.
we could take Josh Allen. He does get Carolina in the finals and New England in week 1. So
It's a large field tournament, and I feel like
yeah,
there's a lot of
Jacobs doesn't.
quarterbacks on bye in week 8, but it's still easy to get one or two.
I it is not because everyone's trying to dodge all the weeks. So if they don't get the elites, they take 3. Everyone takes 3.
Okay.
So just so you're
Well,
aware,
let's
like
let's book that for the QB pocket. Is it still kind of around picks like 90 to 120, or is it raised up a little bit?
oh no, like 54 is like. I mean, we'll just go to quarterbacks real quick. Justin Herbert pick 48.
Well,
Mahomes
yeah,
pick
that's kind of
52.
comparable. That's kind of comparable to like where Burrows, was kind of going
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
while.
and he doesn't have a bye week. Mahomes don't have a bye week. Mayfield. So you look, all of these are the ones that don't have the bye weeks and are producing okay down the field. And then it's like Purdy was hurt, so people were
Yeah.
scared. So like he's kind of a value right now. The problem is you have to take Pearsall, right? So like I kind of overpay for a quarterback pretty often
Okay.
and just get 2 of them and then
That makes
allow
sense.
myself like I'll pick 2
Luxury pick a
positions.
third.
Well, yeah, I like to get 2 positions kind of set without many bye week problems and then go like 9 receivers or go 7 running backs.
I like that. Okay, I see what you're saying because then you can
Yeah.
fill those in easier. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and so this pick coming up, we'll probably go one more skill position and then we pivot to quarterback pretty soon. Is what
So
you're saying?
like
Oh, I love
this
Jordan Mason, but
this
obviously as a
is
buy, we work around it.
yeah, but like we would just be in the ping ponging bye thing. But like Travion's possibly just better, right? Like I'm
I
fine.
do like Travion, but I'm not going to go out to say he's better than Jordan Mason in half point PPR, the current usage for the foreseeable future. But I
So
don't know. Is Aaron Jones coming back soon or is it not?
hold
I
on.
thought it was not so soon.
Mason has Cleveland week 1. Like which one do you want?
That does suck. And then he's on a bye
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
2. So
1 second.
that is pretty
Yeah,
rough.
we'll take him.
We'll take him, but
Yeah,
I
it's
think
fine.
it's like because I don't think Aaron Jones is back by week 8, right?
I mean, he can come back week 7, but like they don't need more pass catchers. And it's obvious this offense runs really well with Jordan Mason. Like whenever they started putting him in the game, even when they were both healthy, like
Dang, though, you just kind of sold me on the idea that like it's the hardest advancing week in week 5, and now we have Josh Jacobs out and Mason against
yeah,
the Browns, which
yeah.
worst case scenario, he's like hitting our flex.
So I would have just like overruled you and put Travion there.
But I
But
mean, get my guys kind of thing.
but
I think we'll make it work, right?
but I have 40%.
There we go.
So like I needed to do this. Like
We'll make it work.
we can make like, and this is a stronger receiver core than I usually have. So we can figure it out.
Through 3 rounds with one
Yeah,
receiver.
yeah, we are cooking at receiver right now. I do like Dobbins.
I like Dobbins as well.
He gets Philadelphia in that first week though, but like
Scattaboo.
I like these two. Like you get
Yeah.
Buffalo. I think Buffalo's a fine matchup, and I think New Orleans is a really good matchup.
And then we fade Genty because of the week 8 thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with receivers here. Tyreek's pretty interesting, isn't he?
He is. He gets Carolina in that first set, and then but like I'm scared of everything coming out of that. Like over there, I think we take Scattaboo.
Sure.
I think it's a clear pick here because of our bye week situation. Like,
and then now we're really building out a Giants team that's playing from behind and passing a lot. This is like a dart ass team.
Yep, and then we'll just pull Dart up to 130 and just make sure we get him. Like,
okay,
I don't think it will matter that much. Hey, Chris B here.
Talking. Hey, always good to see Chris B in the chat, holding it down. Appreciate the kind words. Hope you're having a great Wednesday night, my man.
And for be growing stuff out there.
Yeah, be growing stuff.
The safe play is Pittman, but the fun play is Golden.
I would agree. I think Pittman's in a good spot this week too with the Colts. I am not going to be out on them just because it's the Rams. But then going back to Golden in a smash spot Sunday night against
really is.
The Cowboys, it couldn't be better. So if Golden's going to break out, it's going to be this week.
Yeah, it hasn't hit yet, but it feels so clean for it to hit this week. So where are you at on JCM? Do you think they're going to be stubborn and just run 40% JCM, 40% C-Rod, 20% McNichols for a while?
Yes, a little bit.
I think it's clear he's the best running back there, and I think
it's clear he's the best. I'm just concerned that they're like limiting the touches to everyone. I think here we should look at. I'm curious what's looking like at either wide receiver or quarterback.
So
Mahomes doesn't have any buys. Mahomes is kind of an interesting pick here. I would say Baker is. Wait, no, doesn't Baker has the week 9 bye. Baker's pretty interesting here too.
So
is it too early?
I'm fine with Baker. I'm also fine with Mahomes, but like.
Because we can do like a late Chiefs stack. There's some cheap pieces we could probably get for the Chiefs.
Did Rice go yet? Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, what's tight end look like? Because I know a lot of tight ends that we're going to like to go later.
The tight ends
they go later.
Like there's actually one that is a deep scroll that I kind of like. So we can take Mahomes. I think Mahomes is the clear pick there.
I don't mind ETN. Does he have a decent? Oh no, because week 8 bye. I don't want ETN. Yeah. Just kidding. I am in for Mahomes.
Yeah, we'll take.
And we get some value there on a guy who's not going to have any buys, and it can just sustain.
And he gets Washington in the finals. He gets Vegas. Detroit should be a shootout, and Jacksonville. Like that's a pretty good schedule.
What's his week 8 game?
His week 8 is Washington, the Commanders.
That's fine. I think the Las Vegas game is definitely nice for getting to the finals if the team's live.
Yeah, I think one of those would make sense. Like we're gonna struggle to get through week 5.
We need to start leaning back into week. How can we compensate for that?
The question is, do we want to go to try to win the tournament by taking Rice and stacking it with Mahomes and trying to get something with Rice Mahomes with the Washington matchup in the finals, or do we want to plan for advance rate? So the way this contest is structured as well, like we were saying, it's very hard to like make money at it, right? So you kind of have to play for the finals to some extent.
No, I'm all about playing for week 17, playing for week
Yeah.
8 in this situation. I think we want to go all in. And
So,
if we don't make it, guess, wasn't the right team. But if we do make it, we want to be geared to win.
so this is the perfect situation to where, you know how I was saying, like, so once we take Rice, we basically, like, in my opinion, can't take any more by week 5 or 6 at wide receiver, right?
Sure.
Because we're gonna do some things at running back probably. Like, I think when it comes back around to us, if ETN is there, we just take ETN or Montgomery. Um, even though they're not there in the finals, like we need the week 5 and 6 guy,
I would agree.
right? So I think that this is the way, like a team that will, the way it's structured, you can just eat 1 week,
Okay.
Now Rice is going to go, and it's gonna suck. Like if Rice goes, do we just take Lamb? And hope he's
No,
healthy?
Lamb's not going to play this slate. You
Uh,
crazy?
yeah, so we'll go ahead and take Rice there. All right, what's the question?
Lethal Jake with a great profile pick says, in half point, do I trade Judkins for Flowers? I have Lamar. I say
Ooh,
no. I say Judkins is going to have such a good floor, and he's
what
going to get so much work, and we're pretty confident in his talent. I think Flowers is going to have a good ceiling, but a lower floor most weeks.
I mean, it's team dependent. You probably like if you drafted late and you got Judkins as your RB4 and you don't have receiver, I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's close.
But if he's your RB3, I think I keep Judkins. Like Judkins 1 for 1 is probably the better pick right now. But if
I guess
you,
that's where I was coming from. But
yeah,
Hoohames has a very nuanced take where it's like, what does your team need? Because maybe Judkins is your running back 4 or 5. In that case,
right.
you can afford it. Yeah, what's up, Bing King? How we doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Wednesday night. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you guys slap the like on the stream. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new to the channel. If you're watching this later, and make sure you're subscribed to Hoohames' channel. Links to his socials in the description. He goes live all the time. True ball knower. We're drafting a second quarter. This is where you draft a team that has to compete in advance in weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8 to win $15,000 in week 8. So we're trying to gear this team towards not only getting to week 8, but
Are
being
you
especially good
are
there.
you in on David Montgomery versus Cincinnati to help us get Jacobs through?
Yes, because he'll get us there.
Yeah.
And I really like these NFC North running back pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, we're correlating. Correlating the NFC
I don't
North.
think they even play each other, but like they're
They
just so
don't.
good.
Uh, but yeah, like I I feel like where would all the Lions pieces would be going like 3 rounds earlier, getting Cincinnati week 1, and like if they got to play week 8, right? Like especially after last week, because the interior offensive line proved it doesn't matter; they can just work.
Mm.
Which was the reason Demont was going as late as he was all off season. So
Do you think there's enough late value at wide receiver for us to wait, or do we need to get one more before we go back to QB?
I mean, if you like Turpin, there's plenty of value down there.
I mean, I'm assuming Tyquan Thornton's pretty cheap later on too, isn't he? Like you can get him in the deep rounds.
He goes 157.
Yeah, that's super easy. If you want him, you can get him. I
Yeah,
think
so
Tyquan Thornton's a nice piece.
the player we talked about earlier that we both agreed on, he went. People have started to get smart with this.
Oh, there he
and
was. Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't notice that until now.
yeah. But like I love that pick. That's one of my favorite picks right now.
Lethal was saying he's got Neighbors and Amon-Ra, so he's pretty solid at wide receiver. But then Kyron and Chuba. I'm probably wanting to hold on to Judkins because he's going to be worth more than Chuba at some point. Maybe even Kyron.
Yeah.
Appreciate the question.
So what do you think here? I do think that I like the idea of going back to wide receiver. I think Jawan Jennings is a screaming value since we have Rice. Like, it's either him, Keon Coleman.
I would go
Or-
Jennings. I'm slightly
or
worried
we
about his health. What about
Are-
Judy? But he has Judy. Isn't Judy being like criminally undervalued here?
I mean, Jennings was going ahead of him before.
Yeah, I
right?
think let me check it for Jennings. I just worry about the
I mean,
health.
I'm fine either way. Which one do you want?
On how far away Juwan Jennings is from being able to participate. Hopefully he can this week, similar to last week, get him in, but wasn't able to make it. Same. So I think I'm cool with either one. I think I just worry about because Mac Jones questionable, Brock Purdy questionable, Juwan Jennings questionable, and then Jerry Jeudy is like he's their guy.
Right. This is for not this week, the next week though.
Yeah, I know. It's just I think about a guy like Juwan Jennings. He's not a spring chicken. He, how fast is he going to recover from these injuries? If I had some kind of strain or something, I would be, and I'm not an athlete, but I would be hurting. And I'm also older than him, but enough about me.
Yeah. Chris B there talking about Ollie Gordon. I love Ollie Gordon right now. Like,
yes, sir.
They basically proven that they're going to give him the ball some every game.
I like that. I think it's a fun call. It's a good call. It's a guy that looked pretty good against the Bills, right? With his touchdown, and then can we see some more? So I'm totally cool with that. I think we're coming around to the idea. I will throw out Kyle Monangai as another piece in kind of that same Ollie Gordon tier of stashes with some upside.
All right, so
what QBs? What are we looking at?
It's all bye week stuff now.
Damn.
Unless you want to go down to
no, I would be more interested in like Caleb and assume that Mahomes floats him, and then Caleb comes on strong the rest because he's looking really good. So
I think we just take the wide receiver.
We do need a receiver.
So the reason I love this is because
of the advance rate.
No, by week 7, Rice will be back.
I'm in for that.
Yeah. And I think that he's undervalued at that pick as well.
I think it's totally fair. Yeah. What was pick 100 overall?
Yeah. So right now, 102. And he's proven that he is what we were hoping he would be already. And he gets Carolina in the finals.
All good things. Just of course the bye week in week 7, but
but
if Rice is back, we're fine, and he is back.
Exactly. There is a player here. I want one of these two players next. If you don't I think Braylon Allen is a smash pick. I was talking
because of the schedule.
Because of the schedule.
And then no buys. And then same thing with Ollie, no buys.
Yeah, it would give us it would finish our RB room possibly. And I don't mind just assuming Patrick's the guy and then just scrapping together a bunch of trash at the end. We could throw on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud goes at 170 because of how bad that offense looks.
And he has the bye in week 6. So that makes sense too. Is
Yeah. If he makes it, we take him. If not, do we want to Harold Fannin? Can I was going
to check in with you. What does tight end look like? Because I can think of
it's very
Hunter
ugly.
Henry. I would go Hunter Henry. Is he still available? He just went, right?
Yeah.
So I would probably go either
5 seconds.
I'm cool with Fannin. I'm cool with that because of the bye weeks and everything.
Sounds good.
It seems a bit early, but because of the bye weeks, it makes more sense that he's going to play every week. And Goddard gets hurt every other week, and Hawkinson on a bye.
Yeah, and Luther Burden is a screaming smash, as Fink is saying. because he goes at 160 right now. He doesn't go there because he was going to 190. He goes at like 150, usually 145, 150.
Yeah, he'll be coming up soon.
But like we've taken
We
Rice.
can't really do it.
Yeah, we've taken Rice and we're ping ponging weeks here. So we need to make sure we have points for the flex, right? We need to make sure we have points for the flex at this position for that week. That's why I say you can kind of go really thin at one position, but not the other, because you're using the good position for your flex, hopefully.
Right. Big Growing is asking, is Chase Brown cooked? I think yes.
I think the offense is cooked, if nothing else.
It's not so much him; it's his environment.
Yeah.
The offensive line and the QB are huge problems.
I mean,
yeah, thinking Luther Burden, we kind of just talked about that. I mean, if Luther Burden does happen to fall, but you're saying it's not likely because other teams are more prepared to take on his bye than we are. So it's just not the right team for him.
Yeah.
What's up, Cobra? How we doing, brother? Quack, quack.
I mean, we could get Braylon too if you want.
What are the QB options? Like, I'm trying to figure out if it's worth.
It's still Bryce Young and trash. Like, I think we take.
Should we just grab is Goff overpriced because the week 8 thing, or is this?
I mean, we don't have any correlation with them other than Demont. I'm going to take. These 20-second clocks are killer whenever there's so much.
No, it's totally fine. I was just trying to think if there was a different way to go than Braylon Allen, but I think we do need another running back there, and I think he fits nicely.
So, and I know the landscape. So, like, we get Kareem Hunt. Tajay Spears is a very good click.
I like both of those clicks actually.
But then like C-Rod, like I don't want anything to do with that. Dowdle's a fine click.
Dowdle's actually a good click too here.
Yeah, I take him quite a bit, but like we might not need a 6. Like I think I'm fine rolling with just Mahomes and Dart. Are you? Like we got neighbors. Yeah,
probably.
And so there is a very ugly tight end that's low owned if you want to play that game, and that's Tommy Tremble because Jatavian Sanders hurt.
I think that's a bridge too far for me, but
okay, yeah, I'm just saying.
I know. You're galaxy braining because you're going through all like you've been there, done that. But I think he's going to play snaps, so it's not. And we're just looking for touchdowns at tight end. It's not. Right. It's not unheard of. I just think he's just not a big enough piece of their game plan. He's had some nice coach speak. They talk nicely about him. I really haven't seen it from him. I don't remember him ever having like a fantasy relevant week.
He has. He had a couple last 9-10 points, like nothing great.
Right. Because I know he scored more than 0 times, but
yeah, like I'll look it up right now. Like I take him basically.
484 points is pretty good through 3 weeks.
Do what?
Oh, Binking says he got a team on DK with 484 points in first with Rice and Godwin. That's pretty sick.
That's awesome. So I think we have to take Bryce Young here.
What's up, Charles? How we doing, brother?
So when you said dang,
can we backstack him?
Yeah, well, when you said dang, I thought it was because the guy took Dart unstacked here.
Yeah,
he took Wandale.
He took Wandale. Losing Dart sucks.
So
I'm not crazy about Bryce. I guess we could do it because there's no bye issue, is what you're saying, and it gets worse.
Yeah, like it. I mean, he is literally. It's just so much worse after him. So, like, and we both kind of like Coker. Like, if we feel like we can add him at the you can't get him at the very end. So, like, Turpin is still there. Coker usually goes about the same time he does, because people are starting to realize that Liggett is completely cooked.
Yeah,
but like I think our next pick is kind of made. You say Renfro? Yeah, we could do Renfro like 180, like if he's down there. I think
Dowdle makes sense here too, but I'd be like a last thing.
Yeah, I actually have stacked Bryce with Dowdle a couple times.
Makes sense to me.
I think we could just do Taekwon next if he's there, and if he's not,
like it. I want that. Yeah,
and if he's not there, we can take Spears if he's there.
Sure. I think Hunt is also fine. Thornton goes. Damn.
Yeah, he definitely went.
Bateman, Bateman could work here. Week 7,
Yeah,
we're stacking it with Keon. It's a little
it
bit of a much, but
it is, but like that's it's a 25% advance week. Like it's possible. We could take Christian Kirk as well. It would be 2 out on the 40%
I'm
advance
so
week.
out on Texans right now. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not. I love Alec Pierce in this as well.
I do
Um,
too. I do too. He has no bye week, and he's going to be back from the concussion before we know
so
it. I think I like Pierce as much as Bateman. I'm sure Bateman goes
all right.
first.
All right. Burden, Bateman, or Pierce.
Do you think it's a value to get Burden, or it's going to hurt our advance because of the week 5 bye thing?
I think Pierce. We were both kind of in on Pierce there. So like, if one of these two come back, we take them. If not, we
Yeah.
just get the stack, right?
Yes, sir. I like that
Uh,
call.
I think we can be done at running back, don't you think? Like, it'll be thin because we have 4 every week, but most
Sure.
teams are going to have 4 every week, right?
Yeah.
And the teams that don't have 4 every week aren't going to have this kind of wide receiver power. Like, you should see a lot of the rooms that I have. Like, it's not this. Like, it's
Mm.
Cortland Sutton 1, and then like Keon Coleman 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But like, I'm very strong at like quarterback and running back generally. All
Makes
right.
sense. Chris was saying it feels like Scattaboo is a top DFS play, broke out for the Chiefs Sunday night, and it's not reflected in his week 4 price. I mean, yeah, and get him in before Tracy comes back, but also, yeah, I'm very in. Hoohames and I have been pretty excited about him all summer,
That is
and looking
early.
forward to getting him in
That is
lineups.
very early for Brashard Smith.
I
Yeah,
would say
like
so too.
one of us played Captain Scatabo in
Turpin
Showdown.
goes
I told you, like, no, he does. Like,
crazy.
Turpin is objectively a great pick. Like,
Wow.
you just can't argue it because that offense is going to be behind in 2 of these games, and the other 2 games are great or terrible pass defenses. And Pickens is going to get doubled until Lamb is back. Like, that's just going to happen. So if anything happens,
I guess so. That brings me back to the Ferguson point, being like,
yeah,
man, Ferguson is an elite tight end in this
no,
format.
oh yeah, no, he is. He just absolutely is. And like I haven't taken Tolbert yet. I'm in on Tolbert if you wanted to do Tolbert later as well. So we
We'll see.
might get Renfro back. We could take Kyle Pitts. Evan Ingram should be healthy by then.
I'm pretty out on Ingram at the moment. I'm just worried about how they're using him. It's getting pretty thin though at tight end. I feel like we do grab one before it gets terrible. Gadsden's kind of interesting late. Let's go ahead, maybe do Kyle Pitts for some upside, or do you want to get Renfro?
I'm fine with naked Bryce Young.
Okay.
So, and no, I've been taking a lot of Gadsden today as well.
Yeah, that seems like a smart one.
He was like his ADP is already 201. Like people are moving him up the board.
One sec, my dog is
like.
You want to tackle this? Bo's hey, what's up, Bo? How we doing? You want to tackle this question while I let my dog out of the room?
PPR: Dobbins, Chase Brown, K9, Benson, Scatabo, star 3. I mean, I'm a scat bro. So number 1, you got to make sure that Charbonnet is actually out. And Seattle's defense is very good. I'm having like I think you can't play Chase Brown, right? Like
I think it's just like it comes down to it. It's
Chase Brown or Benson that you bench. I'm not sure which. I probably keep Chase Brown on my lineup purely because I spent a 2nd round pick on him. And I want Benson to prove it against a good defense before I play him against a good defense.
If you're picking 3, I would probably go Dobbins, K9,
Scattaboo. Dobbins. Yeah. It's Dobbins, K9, Scattaboo. Yeah.
And then like Benson next up, and Chase Brown's like the first one out. Or no, I mean Benson is the first one out. Chase Brown is like yikes, but I mean you've got some options there. It's I get where you're coming from. It feels weird to bench Chase Brown at this point in the season, but I think we're there.
So do we want to pull up Coker instead, or do you want Renfro?
I
We
like
can
the
get
health of Renfro, but we might be able to get both, right?
no. I don't think so.
Or we're out of picks. Is that what it's coming down to?
No. Like, which
It's
one
the
do you want?
AV.
Like,
I
it's up to you.
honestly prefer Coker, but we've seen a lot out of Renfro.
Okay, we'll take Renfro.
Yeah, I think it's because the health thing. It's like, what if Coker
Yeah.
continues to like miss a week, and
So
we can't afford it at wide
we
receiver.
we will. Yeah, and if we took Coker, we would have assumed that he missed week 5, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like we would, but that would have been only our second bye week because we have Rashee Rice by week 5 and 6, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
we have Neighbors, Judy, Coleman, Pierce. Like, that's solid. Because like, let's look at Coolers, Pearsall, Flowers, Metcalf. So like for week 5, he's got Pearsall, Flowers, Hollywood, Dobbs, Hopkins, right?
Dobbs is out week 5.
Oh yeah. So Pearsall, Flowers, Hollywood, Hopkins. Like, ours is
Pretty thin.
better. Yeah, no, everybody's thin week 5. Like, that's the
Great.
thing.
Yeah, and then week 8's
Like,
even more so, right? So then,
yeah,
interesting. We have one pick left.
we have 3.
Oh my gosh! That's the difference between doing battle royales and being like
Oh yeah.
weekly brained, and then coming back to this 18 rounds because I totally lost count.
So, do you want to just go ahead and pull up Gadsden here?
I don't know that we have to. I was curious what the other wide receivers look like because we need a little bit more depth there and the QB situation. Real quick, I'm gonna let my dog back in because she
All right.
is.
I mean, we could just take Coker, yeah, if you want.
I mean, we could do Coker. I feel like we made that bet. Do we now? Is there anything else here? I mean, people are so out on Demario Douglas. People are so out on.
Yeah, I mean, we could take a shot there. Kyle Williams is basically undrafted, and he's starting to get a little bit of buzz.
Yeah, I wonder about that because I don't even know what he's done lately. I haven't clicked on.
Yeah,
I'm cool with Coker. I mean, it's totally fine.
I think a double stack there is perfectly fine. Because we do have the bring back in Keon Coleman as well.
Kind of fun.
So like,
Binky was just saying where we're at on London. He doesn't have anywhere, but thinking about buying low. I think it's a good buy low.
I do too.
Yeah, good buy low for London.
Like, everybody's acting like no quarterback has ever had a bad week. Like, it's not multiple weeks in a row that Penix has been bad, is it?
Sure.
Right? Like,
he had a touchdown and a rushing touchdown week 1.
Like, I'm not saying he's been elite, but like, he had a really bad game. But all quarterbacks have really bad games. So like, he had 64 completion percent week 1. Week 2, he had 61.9%, only 135 yards, but like, they didn't need that, right?
Sure.
And then last week he had a 50% with the horrible interception and all that stuff. Like, I basically think if people are selling London because they're out of fear right now, like, I would probably buy it if you can get him cheap.
I like that call. I'm also still in.
Yeah. And like,
what do we need on this team, right? Did Gadsden goes, and then we could use another tight end for some, but also, tight end doesn't matter, but I guess
we could still
to me, another quarterback would matter more, or potentially another wide receiver.
Yeah,
I don't think tight ends matter that much. It's just like my gut feeling. Rattler's really interesting to me because he doesn't have a bye week and he puts up insane volume in that Kellen Moore offense.
Yeah, and I don't think they're
not going to bench him.
I don't think. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we'll do that first. We'll talk about the rest. I do definitely want another tight end.
You think so?
Pitts has by week 5, so
But
And
Harold Bannon week 5, and then we
he
have
plays
2 tight ends the rest of the slate.
he plays Minnesota week 5. Like I would like
Oh
to have
shoot, you're
I would
right. Yeah,
like
that's
to have it.
the worst matchup.
I would like to have a second option.
Well, let me see. Let me do a quick look at my Minnesota data. They're
So there's
Minnesota is a bad matchup. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's a really bad matchup for all passing
for receivers.
Well,
for
especially
the running game, it's okay.
Well, we have 2 Cleveland pass catchers right now. We probably should have just taken Joe Flacco.
Oh, because we've got Fannin and Judy.
Yeah.
At the same time, I
Judy.
think Flacco's a bigger risk of benching than Rattler.
I don't think so. Well, I think the Browns have proven they're competitive.
Now they have. You're right. I guess it goes. I take that back because winning over Green Bay gives you a leash.
Yeah,
a longer leash, kind of.
All right, I think we take Theo Johnson.
No, can't do it. Can't do it. Can't go Theo. I don't think he's any good. No, can't go Waller. Can't go Waller. Can't go Theo.
Well, we can't go anybody then, unless it's Tommy Tremble.
That's not that's probably to me it's a better pick than the other two.
He plays Miami and then Dallas.
It's a better pick than the other two. I'm back in on Tommy Tremble with our stack.
All the way in. All the way in. So we got a Bryce Young triple stack, the ugliest Bryce Young triple you've ever seen. Hunter Renfrow, Jalen Coker, Tommy Tremble.
Which quarterbacks were available? Now I'm curious. Like if we didn't do Rattler, it would have been Flacco.
Flacco went, apparently.
Okay. Still.
I mean, but Rattler does run around a little bit.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he go? He went all the way up here.
Okay. So that makes me feel a little bit better because you almost made me second guess. I forgot that we had Judy for a half second when we were picking, but
yeah, it's a fun team. We got Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Young, Spencer Rattler, naked, Josh Jacobs, Jordan Mason, Cam Scatteraboo, David Montgomery, Braylon Allen. So we have 4 running backs for basically every week but week 7. And week 7 we have 5. Or not, yeah. Yep. And then Malik Neighbors, Rashee Rice, Jerry Jeudy, Keon Coleman, Alec Pierce, and the double stack. I like this a lot. Like I read off the other wide receiver room. Like Neighbors by himself feels so good in this. And then for the finals, like all we need is one of those guys to crush, right? Because we're expecting those 2 to crush.
We require Neighbors and Rice and probably Judy to be there. And then it's about, can one of these other guys either surpass them or hit the flex, where we still have strong running backs that should hit the flex, but you just never know if the running back does or doesn't get the touchdown.
Well, right. Like in week 8, our running backs are very strong with Jacobs, Mason, and Scatteraboo. So like that's possible.
We should flex one of them.
And Braylon plays Cincinnati. So even as a backup, he could get 2 touchdowns. Like it's unlikely, but it's possible. And then Fannin, Pitts, and Tremble.
Word. Yeah, no, this is it's so different because it's like you're kind of dodging certain, weeks and we're stacking a little bit. Going back to Bo's question, he was saying you got a bench 2. I think you bench Chase Brown and Benson, in my opinion, on that one. J-Lep was saying, "What up, fellas? My first time drafting this format. Hell yeah, it's different. It's kind of it gets you thinking. You gotta go with a different kind of mindset into it around planning around bye weeks like very aggressively.
Let's look at his team real quick to see. Before I go, I definitely need to get to bed soon though. We got Jahmyr Gibbs by week 8, but week 1 or basically week 1 Cincinnati. So trying to advance. Derrick Henry by week 8, but you have Gibbs for that week. Pickens, Dunze, Pittman, Olave. That's really good. Only 1 by week.
Yeah,
week
nice.
5. DeAndre Swift also by week 5. So you have 3 RBs and he's basically going.
Ping
I
pong,
only have 2 RBs each week.
which could be fine with those receivers.
Yeah, no, yeah, and you're trying to flex the wide receivers with Javonte as well, or
Right.
Jameson, not Javonte.
Yeah. No. You're serious.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jameson.
Caleb Williams, Tua, just because he was alive, and, like
He got Ollie
that's
Gordon
how
at least.
that is literally what it is here. It is like just look at the quarterbacks here. Hurts is the 101 because he doesn't have a bye week.
True.
Lamar, Allen, Jaden also doesn't have a bye week, but is hurt. Then it goes Herbert all the way at 37, Mahomes at 54, Baker at 55, Bo Nix at 72. Fields goes too late here at 80. Drake May at 79. Like
Hmm.
these are all the quarterbacks. Like that's all the quarterbacks that don't have a bye, except for Purdy. And now that Purdy's going to play again, he gets moved up. So then you move down, and the new quarterback pocket: Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Kyler. Like Kyler Goff don't play in the finals. Yeah. So you just see how penalized
Tough.
everybody is, right?
Yeah. With there's 6 teams on week 8 bye, it makes it hard.
Yeah. For your first draft, J-Lub, it's not something I've done yet, but I don't mind it. Like
I like that
it
he
makes
goes the 2 and then the 4 and then another one, and then he just kind of cobbled together the tight ends and the quarterback that he needs.
okay. And Kendre Miller is a very good pick that I haven't been making.
Oh yeah, because no bye weeks and obviously the
yeah.
clear RB2.
Yeah. But anyway, I have to go to bed. I got to be up in 5 hours, a little under
Hoohames,
5 hours. So
fun as always.
yeah.
Thanks for coming on. We'll do it again soon. Always great to have you on. And yeah, man, good luck in your tournaments this week, and I'll catch you in another one real soon.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me on. I had a great time. Hopefully next time I won't have to work the next day. But
all good.
Peace.
All good. Totally understand. But thanks for making time. Peace.
Oh yeah.
All righty. Let's jump into these questions, and then I think we have some time. We can rip a primetime palooza, something good. That seems fine for now. I'm going to go ahead and change this overlay. Might as well just get it ready for me. And then we jump into your questions, and I'll catch up with y'all. It's whatever. That seems good. Chris B was saying thoughts about Genty being contrarian DFS play. I think he could because we're expecting him to come on. You know, the rookies. It's a good matchup against the Bears. Should be high scoring. His price keeps falling. We just need him to block, right? Because we know he's talented. So I don't think he's I think you're onto something there. I think that's pretty good. Jordan Barbin, what's up? How we doing, my friend Jordany? Just traded Amika, JD5, and Henderson. Why? I can't think of who JD5 is. Talking about Jaden Daniels for Josh Jacobs, McConkey, Drake May. Oh, it must be Jaden Daniels, right? Who won? Well, it's tough. It's always tough to trade, to grade trades after the fact, but that's tough. I like Jacobs. I like May. I like McConkey. I like all of the players on both sides of this trade. I think what it comes down to, if I'm looking straight up, it's like, yes, Josh Jacobs is better than Henderson. Is Amika better than McConkey? I'd still go McConkey, and then is May better than Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels is better, but Drake May is pretty close. This is a pretty close trade. It's a pretty fair trade. I don't know definitively, but that's interesting. Some moving parts there for sure. And getting a wide receiver, a running back, and a quarterback swap. If you're getting Drake May, you're upgrading the other two positions is kind of the approach there. Yeah, Kirk Cousins coming in at the end of the game. They reaffirmed. I saw the coach speak today and yesterday. They reaffirmed that Penix is their starter going forward. But yeah, Favorite upset game of this week, if I had to pick one, I was just on the Fanspeak network over there, and we were talking about, all these game matchups. I'm going to flip over to my sheet, and I think what I would say is I kind of like the take that the Browns beat the Lions. I think no one's seeing that coming, but that could be a thing and would be like a crazy upset. Almost, equally as crazy as the Browns beating the Packers, right? So, but I guess the difference here is that it's Cleveland on the road. I'm like pretty, isn't it? It's Cleveland on the road. Let me find it real quick. Yeah, it's Cleveland on the road. But that would be something. All KC stacked teams are ugly, hitting the. Oh God, what do we used to call that? I can't remember right now because it's getting late. I can't think. Dab, hitting the dab on them. I'm hitting a stretch while I'm at it. All KC stacked teams are ugly, says Go AZ Cards. What's up, brother? Thoughts about Colts over Rams? I think I was looking at this one. The Colts have a pretty good shot at beating the Rams. I think it's going to be a fun matchup, but I think I'm probably taking the Colts. Yeah, maybe because you would need. That's an interesting way to think about it. Play it like a shootout, right? I want some Bears pieces. I want some Raiders pieces. Got sniped on golf. Yeah, many such cases. Peep mine, yo. Oh, damn. Sorry, David. Hoohames had the run, and he was actually running the controls there, so I don't have access to that draft. But sucks on the snipe. Appreciate you coming on, Hoohames. Thanks as always. Sorry about that, David. We'll get you next time. But I appreciate you being here and hanging out too and draft with us. Always fun. I'm about to rip a primetime Palooza or two, or maybe one of those primetime hurry ups. Let's get into it. Yeah, good night to Hoohames. Got to get to it. Peace, brother. What game will exceed expectations this week, and we should be drafting more? Kind of in that same vein, around what I was talking about. Chicago, Las Vegas is one for me. I want parts of that. I like the Colts and the Rams. I want pieces of that. And then Chargers are going to destroy the Giants. And if they don't, it'll be a shootout. But I think you want pieces of the Chargers. Last one I'll throw out is Saints and Buffalo Bills. Maybe the Saints are able to keep up. And while they might not win, they might be able to score a little bit against the Bills defense and put up some good fantasy scores. Yeah, if you don't go Genty, I do like Jacoby Myers a lot this week too. Yo, what's up, Hubert? How we doing, brother? Full PPR. Out of these three, which two should I start? Kamara, Chase Brown, Scattaboo. I'm going Kamara and Scattaboo. I am worried about Chase Brown. And he's also facing the Broncos on Monday night in Denver with a terrible offensive line and Jake Browning at QB. Who we got tomorrow night? Well, tomorrow night's matchup is going to be a fun one. It is the Thursday night slate of the prime time, and it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals facing off against the Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are at home. The Seahawks are a 1.5 point favorite. The over-under 43.5. I'm taking Seattle. I think they're just the more complete team. What's up, Among Us? How we doing, brother? Perla has got 200 on Hawks money line. There we go. Yeah, let's go Hawks. Say Bills beat Saints 30-21. I think that's a pretty fair bet. And in that environment, if the Saints score 3 times, they're going to have some fantasy assets, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about too. I think this is a very in line with kind of what I'm seeing for this game in terms of both teams having fantasy assets, scoring pieces. Yo, what's up? What's up, Adrian? Would you trade Kelsey and Dobbins for AJ Brown. You got Hurts, CMC, Bucky, Justin Jefferson, McConkey, Devontae, Kelsey, Flexen, Brees Hall, Hampton, Bench, Dobbins, Downs. I mean, this is a really strong team. So you must be killing it. Your other tight end, though, who are you starting at tight end if you get rid of Kelsey? I don't even know if you need AJ Brown. I don't know that you need AJ Brown. I like the depth you have. It's a very resilient team. I like all of the pieces you have. You could get rid of Dobbins because you have like Scattaboo, you have Hampton and Hall. So like you have so much depth, you could get rid of Dobbins. I'm just confused who your tight end 2 is if you're able to get rid of Kelsey. Do you have Juwan Johnson? Do you have Harold Fannin? Do you have one of these guys that would fit in? No good tight end on the waiver. And if you don't have a second tight end already, or maybe I'm overlooking it, but I would keep Kelsey in that situation. Seems crazy because, I want AJ Brown, but you already have all of your starters figured out. So it comes down to the value over replacement for Kelsey. In Dynasty, would I trade Flowers and Dobbins for Golden in a 26 mid first? Yes. If you can trade Flowers and Dobbins and get a first and Golden, who is also worth a first, then I think I'm in. Seattle plus 7.5 on Saturday. On Saturday, don't they play tomorrow night? You mean Thursday, or do you mean a different team plus 7.5? Confused there. He just really likes Kelsey. Yeah, if you can, it's tough because I think that I'd rather have AJ Brown than Kelsey, and Dobbins as a throw in is fine. You've got all that depth, so you can float it. But what are you going to do at tight end is what I have to know. Trey McBride, possibly. I wouldn't trade Scattaboo. I would definitely keep Scattaboo. Dobbins, I'm more cool with trading because I think RJ Harvey comes on a little bit stronger. But yeah, Dobbins has been killing it. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, happy to help. Let's jump into, I'm going to move my screen over here to my other monitor, and then let me manage my extensions real quick. Okay, no, I'm good. Hit the refresh. I'm going to screen share. Let's do some primetime hurry ups. It's a $3 draft on Underdog. It is for the primetime slates. They go really quick. I've done a bunch of them. This current slate, I've already done 10. There's 10 more to go. It's 20 max. $3 entry, 7,500 people, 2,000 up top. It's a fun one. And this is so I'm going to go ahead and jump in this one. Here are the games we have. It's the Thursday night game, right? Seahawks versus the Cardinals. It's the Sunday morning game in Dublin, Ireland. Minnesota at Pittsburgh, but it's really in Ireland. And then we have the Sunday night game, Green Bay at Dallas. So I put together some data on this. I've been looking at, I could zoom in. It's a little bit small here, but I've been looking at these team stats for this slate and highlighting some things. Essentially, Pittsburgh is a soft defense. Minnesota is a tough defense. So aim for Minnesota skill position players. Dallas is a soft defense. Green Bay is a tough defense. Aim for some Green Bay pieces. And then we've also got, both defenses are better than both offenses in the Seattle versus Arizona game. But I think the Seattle pieces on offense are a little bit better. So I'm targeting the Green Bay, Minnesota, and Seattle offenses this week based on kind of that quick and dirty analysis. I've got a bunch of other numbers there, things like the first 3 weeks team scoring, but Wow, JSN has flipped Jordan Mason. So Jordan Mason was going ahead of JSN essentially this entire time so far. I still think I want Jordan Mason because teams playing Pittsburgh have rushed for, yeah, a ton of yards and a ton of touchdowns. So I'm taking Jordan Mason there. I think that's the way to play it. Pittsburgh's giving up, they've already given up 4 rushing touchdowns, and they're giving up like 130 or 140 rushing yards per game, which is more than what Minnesota's averaging in their own right. So it's like a plus matchup for them. I've been taking Jordan Mason at the 102. JSN either goes at the 102, 103. Resolve versus Miami is a smash. Hampton versus New York Giants is a smash. Scatterboo versus Chargers. I think they're just going to lean on Scatterboo a ton. Dobbins versus Cincinnati is a good matchup. Devontae Smith versus Tampa. Start 2 in the flex. Ooh, that's going to be tough. Let me think about that. What was I just saying here about the plus matchups? Is like, okay, a lot of those players are gone that I was thinking, but this is a good range for Ken Walker. Ken Walker and Jordan Mason's pretty fun in this slate. And I'm back on the clock, and I'll jump over to Adrian's question after we see what goes on here at the turn. So these are 4-person drafts. There's 6 rounds. You have to draft 1 tight end, 1 QB. You can get 1 flex, which can be a tight end, a wide receiver, or running back. You have to draft 1 running back, and you have to draft 2 wide receivers. So it all comes down to that flex. He takes Jordan Love. I'm typically going to be pushing QB if I don't get Love. I think Jake Ferguson's worth a lot. I think Tucker Kraft can be worth a lot. DK I want to avoid. Kraft, I'm big on. He's just dealing with the injury. Ferguson has literally 26 targets and 22 receptions in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to pull up Ferguson here and build out around Dak Prescott, it looks like. So I'm going to go late wide receiver, which I've been doing more often. Speaking with Hoohames there, got me back on the Ferguson train. I do have Ferguson ranked ahead of Kraft this week. I think I just have to do it based on the Kraft injury and the usage Ferguson's getting. So I want to start Breece Hall in Hampton is how I want to play this. But you have a lot of good options. Hey, that's how we've always been. We're night owls here. We're getting it in. You know, I put the kids to bed, finished a long day at work, had dinner, did some chores, hung out with the dog a little bit, hung out with the wife a little bit. Busy day. Time to draft, talk ball with the bros. I'm gonna take Marvin Harrison first. I don't think it's too bad of a game environment against Seattle. It's not the best, but it could be worse. And I think it's a consolidated offense, especially with James Conner out, that Marvin Harrison's going to get some work. So in this slate, Marvin Harrison's fine there. I do want Matthew Golden as a high priority here. And then I just need to keep tabs on where's the Pickens drafter and is he going to snipe me on Dak? The Pickens drafter is here. He will probably snipe me on Dak. So do I go Dak first and then take Dobbs if Golden goes? Well, Dobbs goes. So he's going to take Kyler and he's going to take Dak. So I need to take either Kyler or Dak first. I'm going to go Kyler. It's tough. I think the matchup for Dak against Green Bay is not ideal. Really bad. kind of situation. So I'm going to go with versus Seattle. It's a little bit better of a situation. Not too much better, but it's enough so that I'm going to target that matchup and play it through Marvin Harrison and Kyler versus Dak and Ferguson. I think Ferguson has standalone value. I need one more wide receiver, and the players who are in between me and going, wow. Yeah, he ends up going with Darnold because he has to pivot off of McBride and Kyler. He goes with JSN and Darnold. That makes sense. Makes total sense. Cup. Golden goes. I'm not too surprised. So I've had an opportunity here to go Jordan Addison. I could easily do that. Pittsburgh gives up a decent amount. I'm going to do that. I'm not afraid of this Pittsburgh defense. I'm going to have Mason and Addison. I think Addison there is a fine value. It would have been a scroll down to Horton, but I've got Ken Walker. And then I'm making a really big bet in that single game, Seahawks and Cardinals. If I did take Horton there, I could have scrolled down for Turpin. Shout out to Hoohames. Maybe that's a move that I could do. I could have scrolled down to Wicks to get more in that Green Bay Dallas game because I don't even have any Green Bay pieces. I only have the Dallas piece. So that's how this one unfolds. I have a Kyler Murray stacked with Marvin Harrison, the bring back and Ken Walker, Jordan Mason, and Jordan Addison need to score against the Steelers Sunday morning in Dublin, Ireland. And then I got Jake Ferguson standalone value for the Sunday night game to give me some hope. It's a fun squad. Let's do one more. It's going to be a primetime Palooza this time. It's just a $10 draft. So it's the same thing, but it's $10. It is a $12,500 top prize. So this is just a bigger tournament and a higher buy-in, but this is the exact same format. Okonkwo is in my waivers. Maybe go to that route if I make the Kelsey trade. I wouldn't. I don't think Okonkwo is going to be good enough to do anything for you. Hey, look who we have here. Shout out to Nez, friend of the channel, and love the Badge Bros. Love their content. So we're up here in the 4 spot, and I'm gonna be ripping this one. Some prime time. I know Nez is a fan of getting these prime times in on Wednesday, Thursdays. Hey, what's up, Corn Dog? After midnight, perfect username for what's going on. I mean, this is after midnight, and Corn Dogs love it. Great profile pic. Appreciate it, my man. Thanks for the shout out. Glad you could be here. Yeah, dude, Chris, I'm so in on Hunter Henry. I think he's a great pick and definitely a target if you can get him. I think he's the most important piece of the Patriots passing offense right now for the foreseeable future. It seems that way. And I appreciate the kind words as always. Don't forget to like the stream. And if you're watching this, if you're new, throw a sub. Free for you. It would help me and the channel out. And appreciate y'all being here, being a part of this, and chilling with me late on a Wednesday night. We're wrapping up these drafts. Let's do a Justin Jefferson here. Yeah, what's up? 70. Trade Trey Tucker for Keon Coleman? Yes, I'd be a buyer there. And I also forgot I'm back on the clock. My second pick, McBride's been rising. McBride or Ken Walker? I'm going to go Ken Walker. I think on this slate, it's more replaceable to get like Kraft or Ferguson or even Hawkinson super late and replace the value that you get with McBride, where on the bring back here at pick 12, it's a little bit harder to replace Ken Walker and what he could do. But Justin Jefferson, Ken Walker has been very chalky, or like the very standard start for this spot. And not that that's bad, but we'll have to get different in a little, scroll down and make some different choices to differentiate this team from the other 12,500 being drafted, and a fourth of them being drafted in the 4 spot, and probably half of those having the same start, Ken Walker and Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I'm down for that trade. I want Keon Coleman. So I mean, the Trey Tucker is getting a lot of usage. He's running a ton of snaps, but he doesn't really have a huge target share on his offense. It's going through Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers first off, and then we see Genty getting better every week. We at least hope that's the theory, going forward, like that's the case. So Trey Tucker at best is the third option or fourth option in his offense. Keon Coleman could be the second best, third best option in his offense, and a better offense overall, attached to a higher scoring output from Josh Allen. So yeah, I want Keon Coleman for sure. I think Trey Tucker is fine, but he's hard to know when to start in managed leagues. Yo, what's up, Antonio? How we doing, brother? Worthy or Golden? I want Golden because he's healthy, and Worthy is not. And so that's what it really comes down to for me. I'm going to do something crazy here. I think I want both Tucker Kraft and Jake Ferguson. So I'm going double tight end, and I'm flexing Kraft. It seems pretty ridiculous, but I think the environment for Kraft against Dallas is great. The usage for Ferguson has been insanely good. And I think compared to the other flex options, they're actually just potentially better than what's still available. Especially if Kraft comes back and is healthier. But yeah, I'm worried about Worthy. Tyquan Thornton's looking good and filling in Worthy's role. Rashee Rice comes back soon. And Golden, we're still waiting to see him break out. So, of course, Worthy was really good down the stretch last year. He's injured this year. Golden's healthy. He's like inches away from big plays waiting to happen. So I'm still holding out hope for Golden. I don't like, holding on to injured players and hoping they're not injured anymore. Was offered Worthy for Golden straight up. Would be your wide. I think, for your wide receiver 4, it just comes down to your personal preference. You really can't go wrong there. They're both speculative. We haven't seen it out of Golden yet. We haven't seen anything this season out of Worthy because he's been injured. I just personally tend to lean, not going with the injured player. So I think, can I go Darnold and then Horton? Darnold and Horton is kind of fun. I'm afraid of Dak a little bit because of the matchup against Green Bay, where Darnold versus Arizona is less intimidating. And I've got Ken Walker and Horton here for the team stack with Darnold. Justin Jefferson all alone against Pitt. Ferguson and Kraft is part of that Sunday night game. Definitely a different team. Kind of a fun way to play it. 1-1-2-2 build. Let's see what Nez did here. Nez went with a 1-2-2-1. Kyler Murray stacked with Benson. He's got Jalen Warren, which I think is a good value at pick 11, but just tough against that Minnesota defense is the reason I've been shying away from Jalen Warren. Same thing with DK Metcalf. A good pick at 14, but tough against that stout Minnesota defense. He's got JSN at 3, Jonnu as his tight end. So one of the things, I took 2 tight ends, and so I squeezed the room, and then Nez has to go for Jonnu versus having access to like Kraft or Hawkinson. So I've been in that same position. I've drafted Johnny twice across my 15 of these primetime paloozas and primetime hurry ups that I've drafted. That's kind of how it ends up going sometimes. Yo, what's up, GK? How we doing, brother? PPR stash, Horton or Burden? Ooh, that's a great question. Let's roll with Burden. Slightly more confidence in the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson offense. Caleb Williams looking good. Sam Darnold's fine, but I see that Mike McDonald Seattle Seahawks team is more of a defense, ground and pound, some efficient passing, mostly funneled through JSN. And then we got Ken Walker when he's healthy, Charbonnet on the ground attack. For the Bears, they're going to be trying to utilize Burden more and more as the season goes on. So it's close. I'm going to go Burden, but I love Horton too. Corn Dog says, who wins, CD, Chuba, or Saquon Marv? Going forward, it kind of comes down to, the best ability is availability. So I'm going to lean Saquon and Marv because you can't start CD right now, and he's probably going to be out till their bye, which is week 10. So you're going to miss CD from weeks 4 through 10. That's just going to hurt. It's like I had a lot of Nico Collins last season, and then when he went out for 6 weeks with the hamstring, it's just nothing you can do about it. It was tough. So I'm leaning on the Saquon side and then hoping that Marvin Harrison Jr. can do more than nothing because he hasn't done a whole lot so far, but we got high hopes. Appreciate y'all chilling with me tonight. And for all the questions, for the subs, for the likes, thanks for tuning in. I do weekly breakdowns of the upcoming matchups. You can follow me on Twitter so you know when I'm going live. You can hit the notifications here. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit the like. I'll catch y'all in another draft real soon. Have a great rest of your week. And I might be going live this Friday. We'll see. Either Friday or Saturday. We'll see. Depends on my schedule. But I'll definitely be back next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. So take care, everyone, and peace out.